All right, we are going. Hey, everybody, how you guys doing? My name is Hansel. I am the founder and CEO of the Coder School. I'm here with my man Wayne again.
And I'm Wayne Tang. I'm the COO of the Coder School. I'm here with Hansel again, and we're doing our second AppStream. I can't believe it, Hansel.
I know it's already been two. That's like 100% more than it was last time. We're growing
Double.
really fast, man.
We're doubling, 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 doubling.
Yeah. So for this week's app stream, we got some more sort of COVID related stuff for you guys. We're going to help you guys create an app that you can actually send in to your local hospital or your local police station and whatnot, and just say, hey, thank you so much for all the work that you do. We'll even get on Twitter to do that live, sort of live here for you. Speaking of live, I forgot to mention that we are actually recording this. We recorded this a couple of days ago because we just felt like it was the better way to go. So we're not doing a live session here, but we are online with you live on Facebook. So if you guys comment during our Facebook live session, we will comment right back to you.
Yep, you will reach us live. We will be doing, the comments will be live. So this is recorded.
Yeah. Wayne and I don't have that many multitasking abilities, so we weren't able to do everything at the same time. So
yeah.
All right, so what we always like to do before we get into our app, though, we want to do a little bit of what we call a tech talk, just a little bit of a talk about some kind of technology out there that is interesting nowadays, because we feel like coding is not just about coding, it's also about how the code works in the world of technology around us. So for this time, what we're going to talk about is this really recent announcement by Apple and Google. They made this announcement, I think, just on Friday, that they are going to create essentially a contact tracing app for everybody. I don't think it's going to come out till maybe the summer, but what it means is because everybody has either an Apple or a Google phone, because Android, of course, is Google. That means anybody with one of these phones who walks by another person with a phone, this is their app, it will actually record the fact that that happened. And so therefore, if anybody gets COVID sometime in the future after that, they can always look back and say, here's the list of all the folks that you might have come in contact with. And that's how we alert folks that may be at more risk of having virus. So it's some pretty cool stuff. I will actually talk just super high level about how it kind of works. They just released it. I don't really know how it works, but but you know, reading the news articles, we have a pretty decent idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen as soon as Wayne gives me the ability to do so. I'm stuck without the hosting ability here on Zoom.
Let's see here.
While Wayne is doing that, you can see my background is still this Coder School thing, which actually shout out to our folks in Detroit. Shout out to Rajan, who owns this location here. I've been teleported myself to Detroit. Wayne, wow, looks like you upgraded your computer or something. You're working so fast.
Yeah, this is an amazing virtual background. And you know what the best part about it is that it's not virtual. It is the real deal.
What? What? You're actually in one of our schools. Are you in New York, man?
Yeah, I'm in New York called San Mateo. Actually, so what had happened is my internet has been really shoddy lately. And so I'm still, since our schools are completely empty, I'm still able to social distance. I just drove down into the closest one by me, which is the Coder School San Mateo. And this is not a virtual background. I cannot get rid of it.
Right on. You can't even tell the difference, I'll tell you. Technology. All right, here we go, guys. Let's talk a little bit about how this Apple and Google partnership is going to work. It's a contact tracing app. And so I'm going to, this is a whiteboard. Hopefully you guys see my whiteboard. I'm going to emulate a couple of things here. Emulate meaning pretend to be. So this is me and this is Wayne kind of walking around in the world here. So here I am, walking around the world. Here's Wayne,
Yeah. And we're both carrying our phones.
That's right. We both happen to have Apple, but maybe Wayne has an Android, which is part of Google, so that's okay too.
It's Apple.
So let's pretend I'm like, hey, Wayne, and this is post stay-at-home orders, by the way, guys. So this is me meeting with Wayne, going, hey, Wayne, what's going on? Tell me all about how the operations are going.
Hey, man, they're going great.
Awesome.
We're standing kind of close to each other now.
Yes. Do we still have to do the cool voice when we're walking like this? All right.
Yeah, I think so, because now we're kind of doing like a Mr. Bill that from Saturday Night Live. Again, nobody should be old enough to remember Mr. Bill.
That's right. All right. So because I'm close to Wayne, what happens is the two phones will actually sense that we're within about 6 feet of each other. And then Wayne's phone will send me some random number. Let's say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will send Wayne's phone some random number, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now, hey, meeting's over. Let's get out of here. See you later. I'm going to go home and eat.
Bye-bye.
So once I take off, I still have the number in my phone, and so does Wayne. And so what happens is, let's say Wayne later on. I'm going to pick Wayne because I don't want the virus. So let's say Wayne tests positive later. So what's going to happen is that Wayne will actually tell Apple or Google. They'll have like a sort of a main system. They'll tell them that, hey, I actually have coronavirus, which is a bummer. And so Wayne is probably resting at home now. But what the system will do is it will go through Wayne's list of all these numbers that he has, right? And he's going to, and the system will be able to say, okay, well, this number belongs to this guy. This number belongs to this guy. This number belongs to that guy. And so that's how technology is able to really quickly identify all the people that Wayne has been near in the last 14 days. And so by alerting all these people like myself, I would know that, hey, because I was next to Wayne, Wayne tested positive, you know, I better go make sure that I'm okay myself as well. Maybe I'll go check with my doctor and say, hey, I was exposed to a crazy guy like Wayne who happens to have the virus.
That's right.
So that's how this works.
Apparently, I was totally not social distancing because look, there's like 8 people.
That's right. You're pretty popular. This is post social distancing. I think this is going to be towards the summer, which hopefully by then we won't be staying at home. So this is an interesting talk because it has to do with privacy as well.
Yeah.
You know, Apple and Google actually did a great job. I think it looks like that they are they really made sure that the privacy wasn't such a big issue. But Wayne, let's talk a little bit about.
Yeah. It does bring up a kind of a age-old topic of privacy versus maybe a greater good. But this is a classic one where you have to opt in to get the app, obviously. So you're opting in to give up a little bit of privacy. And so they obviously know that I went near Hansel or Hansel went near me, and I opted in and I volunteered to give that information. Now, by doing that, I lose a little bit of privacy, but there is a common good, right? In that we'd be able to notify Hansel and these other people, and hopefully that would protect other people and also just help us be able to track it down and put a stop to the spread of it. So there is a benefit there, but again, it's a great topic to talk with your parents about. There's many other examples, but just that little trade-off of opening the door to a little bit of your own information for a common other good reason.
Yeah, so one of the awesome examples I always have is like Wayne and I have find friends on each other. I don't know if you guys have find friends. You guys, I don't know if you guys even have phones yet, but your parents might have a find friend on, you know, one parent might have one on the other. But Wayne and I have it on each other, which is, I don't know, is it a little bit weird?
Yeah.
It's maybe a little bit weird. But that way, you know, Wayne and I know each other, but I'm giving up a little bit of my privacy, right? Because Wayne can track me literally wherever I go. If I go to the bathroom, maybe
I was like, hey, Hansel, are you on the bathroom right now? That's why I'm calling you, actually. Just wanted to make sure.
Can we make toilet jokes on this thing? I don't know. So actually, no, I mean, Apple can't track us to the bathroom. It's not quite that good yet. I'm sure they're working on a bathroom tracking app, but not quite yet.
Well, that would be like the odor app or something.
The odor app. Right on. So I gave a little bit of my privacy away because, you know, Wayne can track me wherever I go. But at the same time, when I have a meeting with Wayne, he always knows where I am. So if I'm late or whatever, it's a lot more convenient for him to just know where I am. It's the same thing when you guys go surf on Amazon and you look up something about Minecraft. And then did you notice all of a sudden you'll go to Target or some other website and all of a sudden you'll see these ads about Minecraft? It's because Google knows that you went to Amazon and looked for Minecraft. And so now it's going to show you these ads about Minecraft. So you're giving up a bit of your privacy because you're telling Google what you're surfing about. But at the same time, they're customizing their ads for you so that you're not going to get an ad about broccoli or Brussels sprouts or something like that, right? You're going to get cool ads that you want to see.
So yeah, I always talk about these types of things with your parents. There's always like, hey, is it worth it? And a lot of times it's worth it. A lot of times it's not worth it. Like, hey, I don't want to give up my name or email for
Yeah.
anything. But
Yeah,
some,
and so I actually did that last night with my own kids. I had dinner and I asked them about this thing, and both of my older kids, the first thing they said is, you know, "What'd you say, Dad?" Because they weren't listening to me.
yeah,
so so I had to repeat it a second time. But one person said, "Hey, this app would be really cool. It would work really well." But the other one said that, "Hey, what about the privacy? It's like, do I really want to know
yeah.
where everybody's been?"
So it's up to you. I mean, so when this app is around and everything, it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
One thing I thought was really interesting is that Apple and Google seem to have done a really good job with their privacy. My understanding is that China and South Korea actually are rolling this out as well. In China, it's different. I'll just say that. But they have an app that's by Alibaba. It's called Alipay Health Code. Literally, everybody has this app. They have to walk around, and before they can get on the bus or the train, they have to show people that they have a green icon. And if they don't have a green icon and it's red or yellow, they're quarantined. They gotta go home. So that's crazy. It's like a futuristic movie or something, but that's what they're doing in China. Now it seems to be helping them, right? I mean, they don't have a lot of cases, but
Yeah, it works.
technology can be used to
Dictatorship
different.
works, I guess, sometimes.
What's that?
Dictatorship works
That's
sometimes.
right. Sometimes you just got to throw
Shut
down.
it down.
What you got to do.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our tech talk today, guys. So hopefully you got a little bit out of it. We really encourage you to talk to your parents about it if they're not with you right now. But just a little dinner conversation about technology. It's always cool to do. So next up is the app. Let's make the app itself, which I think should be kind of fun. I'm going to stop sharing my whiteboard now. And there's my big face again. I'm going to share now my Scratch screen. Okay, so for those of you guys who joined us last time, you will know that we used Scratch last time and we're going to use Scratch again this time. So if you have your computer nearby, which I'm sure you do because you're on looking at us right now, you should pull up a browser, separate browser, and go to scratch.mit.edu. Now, some of you guys might have an account, some of you might not. In this case, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make an app, and we are going to send it to some of our first responders nearby in our local area just to say thanks for everything they're doing. So in order to do that, you actually will need to have a Scratch login.
Yeah.
So we'll show you how to do that in a second. Well, you can figure out how to do that in a second. But for now, I'll show you guys how to get started. All right. So everybody have their Scratch browser up. Wayne, do you have your Scratch browser up? Did you type that fast?
I do.
Just
But my Zoom
awesome.
session kind of keeps full screening, so then I have to re-navigate.
All right, so quick overlay here, guys. What we're gonna do is we actually changed the way that we access the file that we created for you guys. So what you wanna do is open up a new tab. You'll see a new tab right here already. It's the Coder School AppStream. So go to that website, our website, www.thecoderschool.com/appstream. And you should get this website right here. And if you scroll down a little bit for the episode today, April 14th, you'll see this link. So click on this link. That's where you want to start. You'll get the Scratch project here. It's just an empty shell. You want to click on See Inside. And basically, you will see that the costumes have been pre-created here for you folks. So that's what we're going to start with. So back to our regularly scheduled programming. Check this out. I got a little doctor dude. Got a little EMT guy. Got a little police woman, and then a nurse. So these are our heroes.
These are the heroes.
That's right. That's right. And so you guys can create your own if you'd like. I actually stole some of these sprites from scratch, so I'm assuming it's okay. And I added some costumes to them. I think somebody should give them a little bit of crap about why they don't have a doctor as a sprite already. I don't know. I had to build it myself.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did. So that's what's in here, guys. So you'll notice here also up in the upper right, you have a join Scratch and sign in. So in order to share this again, you guys should either sign in if you have an account or join Scratch. If you want to hit pause right now and go ahead and hit the buttons and kind of get set up, that would be cool. I'm just going to sign into the Coder School here so that I can share the project later.
Yeah, because without an account, it just won't let you share it. You can build as many projects as you want, you just won't be able to share it. In
Yeah.
this case, we want all those heroes. We want to be able to share it and let them know how much
Yeah.
we appreciate them.
All right, guys. So here we go. We're gonna start on this first. So you can see we have a hero sprite here already. That's because that's part of the app that we open. That's part of the that's part of the shell of an app that we created for you guys. So we're gonna start with the hero. I clicked on this code area so that we're gonna start to make some actual code. So to start with, you guys saw I had 4 different heroes in there. I'm actually just going to make them rotate, just because I think it's kind of cool. We're not going to have the doctor always be the hero. We're going to have everybody be the hero. So to do that,
Why don't we
pretty
talk
easy here.
about what the hero's trying to do and what's going to be happening?
Yeah, well, let's see. So we're going to be this is going to be a shoot 'em up game, although it doesn't sound quite as violent as it is. It's not as quite as violent as it sounds.
More of a kill a virus instead of shoot 'em up.
Yeah, kill, or maybe just do bad things to a virus. We don't want to kill anything. Well, maybe we want to kill the virus.
Right.
Yeah, so it's about our first responders being able to kill these viruses that come swarming at them. So with our hero, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with when flag is clicked, which is under events. When the flag is clicked, pretty easily, we are going to forever, which is under control, and then up to looks, we're going to go next costume. So you can test that real quick, and what it'll do is kind of some crazy stuff. Whoa! Can't even see what's going on.
Whoa. That is fast changing clothes.
That's right. That is some fast changing clothes. So actually what it is that the computer is just really fast, right? And so we in this case, we just need to slow it down a little bit. So we are going to make it wait. Here we go. We're just going to have it wait 1 second after every time it changes the costume. So it kind of rotates around the 4 heroes that we have, and then however many heroes you guys want to add, okay? So that's pretty easy. So we're going to hit stop there. Now's the interesting part. So that's just a hero. So now we need a villain. There's always a villain. Who's the villain in this case, Wayne?
It's going to be the corona, man.
Yeah, that's everybody's villain.
That's
You
everybody's
make me
villain.
stay home, I'm going to kill you in this virus video. All right, let's create a new sprite. So we need a new sprite here that is going to represent the virus. So here's what we're going to do. Let's create a so I'm going to go down here at the bottom, choose a sprite, and we are going to go back to the ball, which is what we used last time.
Classic ball.
Classic ball. I get to use that all the time. And let's make a virus out of this guy. So I'm going to go in the costume area. Costume. All right. So this is I'm going to say this is like the center of the virus. I'm going to start drawing some stuff. I'm just going to keep it purple. And I'm going to use this paintbrush, and I'm going to draw some spikes around here. So Wayne, while I'm drawing, why do they, hello. Why do they call it coronavirus?
Why do they call it the coronavirus?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. All I've seen is all those people joking about, why are we afraid of the beer?
That's right. They call it that because the virus likes to drink Corona.
That's right. And you need a lime with it, apparently.
That's right. So actually, the real reason why they call it coronavirus is because if you look at the virus itself under a electron microscope, you can see that there's these little things that stick out of it, these little sticks with spikes on it. And corona is actually refers to a crown in Latin, because I speak Latin. I don't really speak Latin.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So it kind of looks like there's a crown around this puppy, and that's why they call it the coronavirus. So I drew this guy a little king crown right here. So this is my coronavirus. It's an amazing rendition. This is exactly what it looks like in
under a microscope.
I'm pretty sure.
Scientific drawing to the spec.
To the spec. All right, so let's go into the code here. This guy is one gigantic virus, and our policewoman here is kind of tiny. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this coronavirus a little bit smaller. So to do that, we want to go to looks. We're just going to set size to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's say 30.
Yeah, at least a third of it.
Whoa, that seems too small. I'm going to make it a little bigger.
50.
Let's go 50 then.
Yeah.
All right, that's a nice size. Okay. So, all right. So what we want to do is we want to have this virus kind of show up all over the place. So if you guys joined us last time, you might know a little bit about clones.
Yeah.
Clones, not to be confused with clowns. We're going to do clones.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a flag clicked again, because that's how we're going to start our game. When the flag is clicked, we are going to create a bunch of clones. So for now, we're just going to do 10 of them. So repeat 10. And if you guys remember, it is create a clone of myself. So that should create 10 of these clones, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. So then when I start as a clone, what do I want to do? I want to go, let's see, let's click on motion at the top. I'm going to go to a random position.
Yeah. You want to go to different places on the screen so
That's
that
right.
all
Why
10
is
of
that?
you don't just overlap each other and you'll just look like one coronavirus.
That's right. That's right. We're going to start in a random place. Now this time I'm going to do something different that we didn't do last time, which I think you actually asked me about last time, Wayne. So when we click the flag, we're going to hide the main guy. So remember that there is the main guy. This is your main guy, your main ball. Actually, I'm going to rename this a virus. It's always, Wayne, why should I rename this? It's always a good idea to
Yeah,
rename
it's
your
always
virus,
a good idea to name your objects something that is relevant to what it is, because Hansel makes a lot of bugs and coding errors. No, but we all do actually. So the key is that when you have an issue and you're trying to track it down and everything's named a random number, you have nowhere to go. But if you name it something and you know that the issue is something with this virus ball, then we would know, hey, I can go to the sprite, the virus, and I
That's
know
right.
where to go to it.
That's right. Even more important when you're naming your variables. So, okay, so here's what I added. I added hide on the show. Wait a minute. Why would I want to hide it and then show it? That seems kind of nuts. Actually, Wayne, why don't you, since you
Yeah,
asked me last
so
time,
so
why am I
because if
hiding
you
it and then
hide
showing it?
it, yeah. So first off, you want to hide the original because that's just our key. That's like the mama virus, and that's going to give birth to these 10 clones. But if you did not show them, then all of the babies are hidden too, because they inherit every quality that the mama virus had. And so if you're invisible, it's a different game actually. They're going to
Yeah,
all be invisible.
that's right. Well, they are kind of invisible to us, but in this game they are not.
That's
So
right.
what's gonna happen when I green flag this, Wayne?
When you green flag this, they are going to, the mama is going to disappear, and then her 10 kids are going to, wait, yeah. And then her 10 kids are going to go to random spots and
You
show.
got it. Boom.
Boom.
And our guy is switching costumes. So see, the mama clone or the mama virus disappeared, and all these other guys came into random positions. So, all right, so that's kind of interesting, but really not that interesting. So what we're going to do though is these guys have to move around, right? That's what makes it actually more interesting.
That's what makes it scary. We want the villains a little scarier.
So we're going to hit our control block over here, and forever we are going to go, let's see, we're going to do the same thing we did last time, which hopefully you guys remember, or maybe you guys weren't watching, I don't know. If you weren't watching, you should go back and rewind. I'm just kidding, you don't need to.
And forever, that means like even after this broadcast, it's going to keep going. Is that true?
That's right, all the time.
Forever
Even when
and
you
ever.
close
No,
down the computer, it's going to still be spinning.
that's right. Actually, that's not totally true. So
Yeah,
when you hit the stop button, all the code stops executing.
Yeah. So, all right. So here's what I did. I went and picked up a forever, and then I have a turn. Turn, you can imagine, just turns the guy into a certain direction. We talked about this a bit last time. We're going to turn it negative 45 degrees to positive 45 degrees.
Oh
So
yeah.
what was that?
10:30 to
Vogue thing we were
1:30,
doing?
something like that. Yeah.
Right. We're doing the Vogue dance right here. And so it's going to have it randomly go in some direction in between this angle. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to work this theme into every app stream.
that's right.
Always will do this.
And then eventually we're going to have to do the
Yeah. And then
dance.
the A will be for app stream. And then a B, I think that's reverse mirror. It's backwards.
Okay, so we turn a random degree, and then we're also going to move. We're going to move. Let's say 3 steps. So what this guy is going to do is turn a random direction and just move three steps in whatever direction the virus turned in. So now it's going to do the same thing where it pops up 10 of them, but it should also move a little bit, right? Let's test it. Yes, kind of cool, right? Now it looks like a little bit scary, right? It looks like you're looking under a microscope, all these people, all these little viruses running around. And this is important too. Like when you are coding, kids, don't code the entire thing and then run it. when you're coding, code a little bit, run it, and see if that part works. Code a little bit more, run that, see if that part works. Because if you write like 20,000 lines, or maybe for you guys, if you write like 20 lines and you hit play and it doesn't, or hit green flag and it doesn't work, you're like, I don't know where the bug is, right? This way we can easily find the bug if you keep hitting play every time you add a little bit of code.
Yeah, the other thing is it's back to, if you have a problem, then if you just at least only did a little bit of code and he broke something, then you don't have to look at all your code. You just look at the most recent little bit.
That's right. That's right. Okay, all right, so now we got viruses floating around everywhere. Okay, so how are we gonna get these guys? We are gonna get these guys by creating yet another sprite. So as of this recording, and probably for the next little while, they don't know exactly what kills the virus. We don't have I don't know if we can put in hydrochloroquine or any kind of those crazy medications or whatever. So since we don't know, I was going to do oxygen because it sucks up your oxygen, but that seems kind of lame. So we're just going to do something that's very standard and very usable by anything. We're going to use a heart.
Oh, love. I thought it was going to be
like
the
O's out there.
A dagger.
Where's the dagger? Oh man, yeah, maybe we should be shooting daggers.
Yeah, but no, the heart is good. The heart, love cures all. So
there's no daggers. Okay, so I'll give it to Scratch. They don't have any daggers in here. That's dangerous. Don't use daggers.
Yeah, I think the heart is a good call. I was kidding. I was joking.
Cute heart face. Okay.
Heart face.
Okay. Good. Okay, so we're gonna shoot the heart. we're gonna have the heart be the bullet and basically shoot the virus.
Well, you know when that saying, "Kill him with kindness."
Kill him with kindness.
Kill him with kindness.
That's we're gonna kill him with a cute heart this time.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the same deal. Now let's see. Oh, there's my guy. Now that is a gigantic heart, and so we are gonna make this thing a little bit smaller.
Way too big.
While our heroes have big hearts, we're gonna make this smaller for the game. So hit the looks. Set size to, I'm thinking smaller than that, maybe like 30%, even smaller than that. Set size to 20% and then click that block right there and that should make it that size. So there's our tiny little cute heart guy. That's gonna be our bullet in a second here that we're gonna be shooting at the viruses. So we want to, what do we wanna do next? Okay, now we wanna actually shoot these guys from our hearts.
Okay. Into the virus.
Into the virus. So we're going to do the same thing here, a similar thing that we did with the viruses and cloning. But instead of using the green flag, what we are going to do is we're going to do when space key pressed. So why am I dragging out there? Wayne, use your Nostradamus powers and tell me why I would drag a space out there.
So that we can have a way to fire our bullets. Right? Just like with any game, you want this one button that everybody's like.
That's right. You want to wear out your space bar until the thing's totally broken in half.
Exactly. Just
something to keep whacking. Okay, so when you hit the space bar, what we want to do is we want to create a clone of ourselves. Where is my clone? Create a clone of myself. I want to create a clone of myself. And when I create a clone of myself, so when I start as a clone, so where are we going to shoot from? We got to put the heart where it starts being shot out of.
Right. So you got to start from the hero.
That's right. We're going to go right to the hero. So let's see. There is a command here. If you go into motion, go to. So we don't want to go to random position, but if you click this little down arrow, you can go to the hero.
Yeah. And again, see how do that drop down? See
Yep.
how if we didn't have things named properly, you wouldn't know if you're going to the virus or the hero. It would just list it XXX and YYY or something random. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So,
Very smart of us to name it that way. We are
so
smart
smart,
coders.
so smart.
All
But
right,
again,
so
I mentioned we're not the heroes.
just to repeat that,
Just to repeat that.
we're just Hansel and Wayne at the
I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's right. Hansel, Wayne, and we are doing AppStream episode 2. We're
Right
supposed
on.
to say that more often than
Way
we.
to remind people.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go to hero. So that means basically this dude, his clone is gonna go right there. But boom. All right, and then forever, what we're gonna do is we are going to shoot at wherever the mouse is. So let's think about that. How are we gonna shoot towards the mouse? So the first thing we need to do is point towards it. So think about if you're I guess if you're throwing a ball at something, the first thing you want to do is point towards it, right? And that's what this is doing.
Yeah, if you have a weapon, you got to point it at your target.
Yeah. See, dude, I was trying to play it down, man. I don't want to talk about
I know.
I heard you. You paused.
So no dagger, no weapon. That's true.
Just hearts and cutie faces.
Hearts and yeah. So if you're trying to throw your love
that's right. You'd have to turn towards them.
Point in that direction.
Yeah. If you want to hug your mom, you got to turn towards your mom and run at her full speed and give her a hug, right?
That's right. Go give your moms a hug right now.
Yeah, right now. Hit pause.
Hit pause. Hug it out, and come back.
All right. Okay, now you guys are back. Everybody's full of love. Okay, we're pointed at the mouse. We're pointing towards a mouse pointer, and we just want to go lickety. Wait. We want to point towards the mouse pointer. Okay, we want to go lickety split in that direction. So move 10 forever. Now I just noticed that there's probably a bug in this code. Should I fix it, or do you think you can figure it out, Wayne, real quick? It's inside the forever loop.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just gonna keep going, and then I guess if you keep moving your mouse, it's gonna change directions all over the place.
That's right. So you guys could do it this way, I suppose, but let's see what happens.
You could. It will make it easier because all you have to do is drag your mouse around, and it will just kill viruses all over the place.
Yeah, so I guess you could do it that way if you really wanted to.
That's not a bad way. That's kind of a fun way.
You guys can definitely change this game up to however you want afterwards, before you send it on to your heroes, okay? So what we're gonna do instead, though, we're gonna point towards it and just shoot straight. We're gonna be straight shooters, okay? Yeah. So now that we did that, so whenever I hit a space, woo, bam, 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 bam.
Straight shooting
all over the place, right? So, but see, the hearts are kind of stuck now. Once they get to the side, it actually gets stuck.
Yeah. We want to wipe those out or make it look like, we want to make it look like it disappeared off.
Disappears. So let's see, how do we do that? How do we know when it hits the side of the screen?
Got to detect the edge or something, right?
That's right. So we're going to say after it moves 10 steps, it's going to check. So let's do an if-then statement here. Binary logic.
Binary.
Yes.
Binary alert.
You think every time we talk about a code snippet, we should do a different voice? If-then statement.
And if you could do your ventriloquist act, I know you used to do that.
Can I do a ventriloquist like onto the machine? Pretend it's talking out of the code.
Maybe episode 3.
Maybe episode 3. We'll push everything off to the next episode. All right, so what we're gonna do is if this dude is touching the edge.
Yeah.
Right. What do we want to do if you're touching the edge?
I think you're gonna just hide.
You're just gonna be done, right? Because you're not gonna hit any more viruses. You're just
the
clone.
There is a delete. Just kill it.
Yeah. So let's see. Yep. Pretty much what we want to do.
Oh yeah. See, that looks like they're going off the screen and just disappearing. So that's perfect.
That's right. So we're going to do the same thing as last time. This heart is probably shouldn't be there. We want to hide it. We want to hide it and show it again like we did last time. So if you guys can remember how to do that, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'm going to do it here for you to show you guys. So hide myself, hide the main guy. And then when I start as a clone, show.
Yeah.
So
good technique.
So let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Now, for those coders out there, you'll probably say, well, that's kind of wasteful. Yeah, you're right. It's not the most efficient code in the world. We probably don't need to hide it here. We can just hide it when the green flag is clicked, then you only hide it once. This way, you're hiding it every time you click the space bar, which you don't need to do. But just for the heck of it, we're going to do that here anyway. Haha. So now let's kind of put this stuff together. We are going to see if we can actually blow up some of these viruses. So when a heart hits the virus, when a virus hits the heart, when a heart hits the virus, we will actually blow up the virus. So let's make a blow up effect. So we'll click on the virus here, and let's click on costumes. And I'm gonna make, let's see, costume, the blue guy is gonna be our explosion. So what does a virus look like when you explode it?
It's gonna look like something that had its crown smashed.
That's right, and maybe it'll just look like a big splat. So we're gonna take the ball and we're gonna make it red, because red always means bad. Red means bad. Bad, bad, bad.
Crushed.
So we're gonna make it red, and we're just gonna scribble all over it. Boom! Yeah. If you want, you can make the explosion sounds while you're doing it. Yes.
That's true. You could, I mean, actually, Scratch does, we're not gonna add audio today, but
that's right.
You should definitely take liberties to add audio and fun
that's
things
right.
like that.
You can make your own explosion sounds for when this guy gets hit. So, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So let's click the ball A again, so we're back to the normal. And let's go back to the code. So here when we press this, so this is what happens, right? When you press the green flag, we still got the viruses running around. We got our heroes back there just kind of switching around, switching their costumes. And if you hit space, you can shoot. What? Wait, why is it doing that? Wait, why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Oh, we got a little debugging to do. Okay, so it's actually every time I hit the space bar, the previous heart is disappearing.
Right,
so we
right.
don't want that.
That is interesting.
I'm pretty sure that is because of the way Scratch works. And I'm going to take a wild guess that it's because we're hiding it every time we hit the space key. And
that's right.
So let's try it. I don't know. I'm
pretty sure that is because every time you hit it, it's.
Yeah. So this is a little bit more efficient. Now, when we hit the green flag, we're just going to hide the heart one time. And then every time the space key is pressed, we are going to show and shoot the clone out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, now it's back to normal. Woo!
Now it's pretty. Now we're talking.
Now we are talking. All right. But wait, look. So when we shoot these viruses, it doesn't do anything. Oh no, they're totally immune. We're gonna do well. Ah.
Even so Heart Club, not doing it.
Not doing it. So let us then, we are going to go back to the virus code. So click on the virus. And when these guys are turning around, what we're going to do is we're going to check whether it was hit by a heart. All right. So that means inside of this forever loop, we are going to go to if then, and we're going to click on sensing. Yeah. And we are going to do the touching thing. Let's see, the touching color this time. Touching color, because what color is the heart face? It's pretty much red. So if you remember from last time, the way you do it is you drag that in here, and in this color area, you click that little color area, and you click this thing called the eyedropper. And what it does is it'll check out the actual, oh no, we don't actually have it here. All right, so hold on. So what we need to do,
you got to get a heart out there.
Exactly. So click on the heart so that we actually have it in the screen so we can get the color. So I'm going to stop this action. Click on the heart and let's go to looks. And then we're going to hit show and there she blows right there. That's what our hero looks like with the big heart. So here's the heart. Now go back to the virus. And now if you click this again,
get the dropper.
And the eyedropper. Now we can get the right color. So what we're trying to do is check to see, oh, there it is. Oh, so cute. Oh, every time I look at the heart up close, you got to be like, oh. All right, so we got the red color. So this is saying if the virus is touching the red color, what happens? Well, you kind of die, right? You blow up. So what we're going to do is we are going to remember that we just made a second costume that is basically the explosion costume.
Yeah.
This
So we want
is,
to switch to the explosion costume.
yes. So here's our original costume, ball A. Ball B is, in fact, we should probably change this, call it explosion.
Yeah.
Explosion. Ball A, we'll just call it normal virus.
Or ball A.
Or ball A. But this time we're going to call it normal virus. Ball A. Okay. All right. So, so wait, I totally lost track of what we're doing. Why do we do that?
Oh, we are going to do the explosion. So he touched the heart, and now he's going to kabooey.
All right. Now we want to switch the costume. All right. So if you're touching the heart, it means you blew up. So ba-boom, we want to change the costume to explosion so that it shows the virus is blowing up. And we want to show, okay, so let's click on control. We want to show it for about, whoopsie, we want to show it for about 1 second. And then what do we want to do?
Delete that sucker.
Delete that sucker. So that sucker should be deleted. Delete this clone.
Oh, yeah.
So now this should work, right? So if the virus is touching a heart, then the virus will change to explosion, wait for a second, and then delete itself. So let's see if we got this game going. Boom!
Oh, boom!
Boom! Yes,
oh,
I am.
It looks cool.
Bad at this
like
game.
They're exploding.
Boom! One left. Ah, get him! Awesome.
You are my hero, Hansel. You are my hero.
Thank you.
But actually, again, it's not us. It is the first responders.
That's what that Seinfeld episode where it's like, not that there's anything wrong with that.
That's right.
Every time you say hero, you have to be like, it's not us.
Not us.
All right. So
you're cracking me up.
What's that?
That was pretty funny. I've got to get serious again. Okay, I'm back.
All right. Serious face. Okay. All right, serious face. Here we go. Let's see. We blew up some viruses, but there's no winner of the game. What's going on? So we have to, once we blow up all the viruses, we actually have to have a winner of some kind, right? I know who the winner is. It's always going to be the heroes, right? So, but let's keep track. So there is not an easy way in Scratch to actually keep track of whether there are clones running around or not. But one fairly easy way is to keep track of whether there's clones running around or not.
I was wondering where you were going with that, but that was a really good lead-in. That was
kind of full circle is where I was going. Okay, yeah. So there is kind of a way. It's kind of a weird way. It's actually to use a variable and to keep track of how many clones are on there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new variable. If you guys don't know what a variable it's essentially just it's a place that holds a value, and it can change over time, and you can always find out what that value is. So in this case, there's already a value here in Scratch. It's called my variable, which is kind of a normal name. But we're going to change it to, how do I change this thing? Let's see. I think I right-click it. Yes. So I right-click it.
Variable.
Yep. I right-click it, and I'm going to rename this thing like Wayne said before. You got to name it something that you understand. You can't just call it my variable because then you really don't know what it does. Name it like what it actually does. Yeah. So in this case, we are going to call it virus count. Ooh, it sounds ominous. Virus count. And we're actually going to check the box here because I think that's kind of cool to see. If you check the box, it'll actually show up in the playing screen.
That's right.
So virus count, that's how we're going to know if you have blown up all your viruses. So what we need to do then is every time you create a virus, you should...
Every time you
that's my dramatic pause, man. You're supposed to answer.
Every time you create a virus, you can increment it upward, or in this case, I mean, you could, after you give birth to those 10 clones, you could just start it at 10 and then go downward also. But yeah, you want to. Yeah.
So just to make it so that you can do any number you want, we're gonna in here repeat 10 times. We're gonna change virus count by 1. All right. So that means. So let's just try it real quick. Let's just try it. So what happens? Ooh, so now there's 10 viruses up here. The virus count is 10. That makes total sense. That's what it is for. Counting viruses.
Hey, now, kids, if you're ever building other video games and everything, and you want a high score, anything that you're tracking, just remember this whole little concept of the variable, and then that little checkbox is really cool because it shows it right there.
That's right. It looks like a little score, right?
It looks
But
like a score.
let's see, if I shoot some of these guys, can I actually shoot some of these guys? If I shoot some of these guys, the virus count is still 10.
Yeah,
Well,
we got to
that's
decrement. We got to knock that number down each time.
We got a decrement. I thought you said something else. Okay.
I had the D on there. The D was on there.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to hit stop.
Bathroom humor, man. Bathroom humor.
Hey, it works every time.
I was circumcised.
It works every time. Okay, so when we actually blow up a guy, what do we need to do? We need to lower the virus count, right? So whenever we blow it up, that means we got to take one down, one less. So change virus count by.
Take one down, pass it around, and decrement your variable.
There you go. You even got a rhyme out of it. All right, sound. Now green flag. Ooh, wait a minute. Now we have 20 viruses. How can that be? But we're shooting all these guys, and when they blow up,
getting them down.
Wait, there's only 10.
Whoa.
Okay, kids, so this is a great bug for you guys to think about. Why is it say 10? I'm going to press play again. Wait a minute, it's 20. I'm going to stop.
Oh, I know.
Press play again. Wait a minute, now there's 30.
Me. I didn't even know, but I kind
Wait, you've been a coder for 30 years.
Right. You never reset it. You have to reset it at 0 because otherwise, say the person that played the game before me had it at 30.
That's right. Always initialize. Virtual high five.
Oh, wait.
Where's the camera?
Got it.
We got to work on that high five.
Pure
out. Now we got to pure out because we almost virtually kind of touched each other's hands. All right, so we need to set the virus count to 0 when we start. Where's our flag? So set the virus count. We're just going to set it right here. So when you click the flag, the virus count starts at 0. And we're going to go.
Now we're good.
We're good. So we got 10. I'm going to shoot all 10.
Down to 0.
Maybe.
Can you do it?
Time. Soon. What's up?
Taking you a while.
So now down to 0, but you know what? There's no message. That's kind of lame. We want this to be the winner. We want something to check, hey, if you get back to 0, then you will win.
Yeah, because with any game, right, you want that announcement. I won.
Bam. Yeah.
Winner, 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 chicken dinner.
Yes, we all want chicken dinners. Right. So here's how you do it. Here's how I'm going to do it. So we're going to use the backdrop. So you guys might not have seen this yet. So way on the right side, this thing called backdrop, the stage. That is actually the background of this game. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a new backdrop. This new backdrop is going to be the message that says, what? You're awesome. And actually what I'm going to put in here is the message to our first responder heroes that says thank you, because I'm sure they're super busy, but maybe when they have some downtime, maybe they'll play our game. Yeah, and from the bottom of our hearts, you know, the virus killer things, the hearts, we actually, you know, do want to really thank them, and we are very thankful for them. That's right. And all that they do. That's right, because we're not the heroes; they're the heroes. That's right. Not all right. So we're gonna say, "You win!" Exclamation! And actually, again, I think we're supposed to remind people who we actually are. Okay, you do that while I type. We are Hansel. I'm trying to point to Hansel's face over there. Hansel Lin and Wayne Teng. We are from the Coder School, and this is AppStream. Episode 2. Episode 2, not Star Wars. Episode 2. We made it past episode 1. We didn't like episode 1 very much, at least the Star Wars version. That's right. All right, so here I typed out, so I hit the T. So let's see, where were we? I hit backdrops. I hit the T so I could type some text, and I typed out, "You win, thanks for all your sacrifices." And you'll notice that you can move it around anywhere on the screen. I'm gonna move it a little bit lower so that we can see it underneath our police lady here. Good idea, good idea. This text looks a little bit lame. We gotta make it look a little bit video game-like. So I'm gonna go up here to this. Sans serif, if you've never heard of that, is a kind of sort of a font. Well, it's a type of a font. We don't like that font, it looks kind of lame. We're gonna do Chinese. Let's do Chinese. Okay, let's not do Chinese.
你好，你好，谢谢，谢
Yeah.
谢你们，
谢谢你们。多谢菜.
哦，
Okay, so
谢谢你们。
all right, I guess I don't have my Chinese installed. So
How do you say you
that's
rock
not gonna work.
in Mandarin?
Uh, how do you say you rock?
都好。
I guess you could say 怎么棒,怎么棒.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we got the little pixely sort of video game looking font here. So thank you for all your sacrifices. You rock. You win. Okay, so now when do we want to have this backdrop? Because now if we hit play, wait a minute, it's there, right? But we don't want to show it until the end. So we actually need to create another backdrop, which I should have done earlier. And so hit this bottom little picture of a landscape here, and we're going to choose to paint. So actually, I guess we don't have to choose to paint. So why don't you guys just choose a backdrop? We'll actually choose an
Yeah, just choose a backdrop. Like you could play on a baseball field, the beach, or the blue sky.
Yeah, where is an appropriate place to play? I guess a colorful city could be an appropriate place to play.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Although really the angle is not very.
And then also some of the, yeah. Well, we could see how it looks.
Yeah. Okay, so colorful city, we're just gonna use it just for the heck of it. So I had that on the second one. You might wanna drag it and put it on the top one just because that's like your main backdrop that you wanna use when you're playing. So if we clicked on that backdrop and we hit the green flag again, then we can be shooting on top of this colorful city. And then what happens when it wins? Let's see, let's find out. Ah, boom, boom, I can't get them. I need some heroes to help me. Did I get them?
But nothing. Why?
Okay, so it still doesn't do anything because I didn't add any code, right?
Right.
We need to add code because that's what we're learning today. We need to add code.
We are coders.
That's right, I totally forgot.
And what do? We code.
We code, okay. Okay, so what we need to do is we're gonna go into the code. So even the backdrop has its own little code area. All right, so we're in the stage, we're in the backdrop, and it has this code area. So what we're gonna do is we have the same code that we can use. I'm gonna do events. When you click the green flag, what we wanna do is we always wanna start in the backdrop to backdrop 1. So our backdrop 1 is this colorful city. Our backdrop 2 is going to be a winning message. We said before you should update the name. Well, let's go ahead and update the name, just because we got to show.
Yeah.
Right? We got to do what we preach, right? So colorful city, backdrop 1. Ooh, see, faked us out. Backdrop 1 is not the normal
thing. Ooh, you would have been busted.
I would have been totally busted. Okay, so we're going to call this the winner message. All right. Now we know what's up. Now we go back to the code. So when you start, you don't go to winner message.
You don't want winner message.
Yeah, we want to start on the colorful city.
Yeah.
So when you hit start, it's going to start on the colorful city. Now what we want to do though is when we hit 0 though, we want to change it to the you win, right? Yep. That's how we know it's the end of the game.
More binary logic.
More binary logic. We're going to check if, let's see, we are going to check if, we're going to go to operators in the green and we're going to check if something is equal. Where's my equal?
Something is equal to 0.
What are we going to check? How do we know if we win? Wayne, how do we know if we win? Wait,
we got to check that virus count, right? It's gonna, we want to check if that goes to 0, then we are a winner.
Right. We're going to click on variables and we're going to go virus count. If virus count equals 0, then we are a winner. So the way we show we are a winner, go back to looks in the purple, switch your backdrop to winner message. And then since we've won and we're completely done, we should just stop the script. So we go down to control and stop all. What do you think stop all does, Wayne?
It ends the game. It's like hitting that red button. It just ends the whole thing.
It stops all.
Yeah, it stops all. So even though it says forever, it's actually only forever while it's executing your program.
That's right. That's right. Forever inside the program.
But one thing, you probably want to pull that binary check out of there and put it maybe in a forever loop, because otherwise
What's
here,
that?
right, we might just be checking it when you hit the green, and it won't be at 0 necessarily.
Why is that?
We're,
Let's see what happens. That's bug number one. We're gonna hit. We're gonna hit. Actually, so as soon as I hit this, what actually should happen?
actually, I think it might think that you're a winner.
It might think you're a winner. All
It
right,
might think
kids.
you're.
Let's stop for a second. So Wayne and I, we've read a lot of code before, so we don't even know what's going to go on when we hit the green button, but we think as soon as you hit it, it's going to say you're a winner. So why would that be, guys? Take a second, if you can, pause the video and look down through this code, just these couple lines, and think about, well, why would that be? And then if you've unpaused it, let's see if Wayne and I are right or if we're just totally stupid.
Yeah, we could be wrong. We've been wrong before. So
we've been wrong before. So let's see what happens. Oh, we were totally wrong.
Yeah.
We were totally wrong. Okay. All right. So who wants to explain why we were supposed to be right?
We would have thought our thinking or my thinking or our thinking was that virus count starts off at 0. And that would have just right off the bat thought I was a winner.
That's right.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. So probably what happens, just to get a little bit more technical, you can call it a race condition for those developers out there. Basically what happens is before this checked whether it was 0, the other sprite probably incremented it or added 1 to it already to make it 1 before this did the check. But if this one was fast enough, then right away when it sets it to 0, this would check it and it would stop you.
Or something weird, like maybe like it's not even declared yet, so it's just really a nothing. I don't know.
So, but if we play this though, I still think there's a bug in it where if we kill everything, boom, 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 boom. If we kill everything, there's still, it's still not stopping. Now our virus count is 0, and this is checking for virus count. Why is that?
Yeah, because we only checked for it right when you hit that green flag, and we never checked again.
That's right. So guys, this is how code works, right? This looks like it's checking it all the time, but really what it's doing is it's clicking, when we click the green flag, it will switch to the colorful city, and it'll check 1 time to see if the virus count is 0. And then that's it, and then it just stops. So we can't just check 1 time because the game is going, right? The game is going. We have to keep checking. So in order to keep checking, we just add in a forever loop. That's all we need to do. Forever check. So we're always checking to see if it's 0. That's pretty key. In fact, you know, this is Scratch, but if you use something like Python or processing, some of the other ones, a lot of the games, the way they work is there is a forever loop that just runs over and over and over. And every time the loop runs, it's checking something, it's redrawing something. A lot of times it's redrawing the entire screen. So in this case, we're adding that loop here. We're just always checking to see if it goes back to 0. So now
we better be able to win, Hansel.
Yes.
I want to win.
We'll be winners. Otherwise, I do not feel like a winner.
Otherwise, let's just hard code it in and put winner.
Let's just say we win. If it doesn't work, we're just going to say we're winners.
Yes! Hey!
Yes! Yes, and I can still shoot even though everything's over. So, so that's how the code works. I think that is pretty much it. Now, you guys, please take this and add all kinds of stuff to it. Let's go back to the virus. You can add so much stuff to this. You can add it. You can.
I want to hear some sounds like when the virus gets blown up. Add some cool sounds. Add some little like pew 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 when you're shooting the hearts out. There I go. I said the word shoot again.
So dangerous. Setting such a bad precedent, Wayne.
Very dangerous.
So you can change you know, the number of viruses that come out. You can make a different level. So let's say once you kill all these viruses, what you can do is have it run a second level where there's more viruses running at you. You can also, so for our version of the game, the heroes always win. That's just the way we feel like it should be. But in your version of the game, you could say that when a virus touches the hero, that you know, they lose a life, and you can you know, have the life up in a variable up here like that.
That would be so sad, though. That would be horrible.
Yeah, that would be too sad to do. So maybe you shouldn't do that. You can very easily, if you're a novice and you haven't coded much before, you can very easily take your hero and add code to it so that you can move them around. So click on your hero, and if you go here, you can actually do a when some other key is pressed, like the up arrow, down arrow, you can move your hero up and down. And then actually, you know what this reminds me of? This is exactly like Robotron. You remember that game, Wayne? Do
Oh
you remember
yeah.
Robotron? That was the first like game where like you had the guy in the middle and you would shoot all around you just like this.
Yeah.
So for
Love
the
that
parents
game.
out there who were playing video games in the 90s, 80s, I don't know, you guys might remember Robotron. This is a Robotron style game.
Look it up. Look it up. Long
Look
time
it up.
before you.
Robotron,
Yeah.
one of the classics. I used to play it all the time. So yeah, so you can add this, when up arrow, you can move the guy up a little bit, left, right, so that you can dodge the viruses. You can add all kinds of stuff to this. We definitely encourage you to do that. We're going to stop here for now, and we're actually going to share it to our local heroes, which we absolutely encourage you folks to do. If your parents aren't with you now, you can go get them, or you can hit pause and go grab your parents. What we're going to do is we're going to show you how to share this. And I don't know how, because this says shared already, Wayne. Oh, you know what? Did I update
Right.
this entire thing?
So
Oh,
yeah, so since this one's already shared, you would need to just tell them. So what you'll see is there will be a big button there that will say share.
that's right. So I actually messed up the entire thing. So I took my original project and added this stuff on it, but you guys can't do that. You would actually do something they call remixing. So once you remix it, you can hit the share button. So what we're going to do is we are going to share. Wow, can I save as a copy? Okay, I'm going to save this as a copy. Save as a copy. And I'm going to call it, oh, now I can share.
Now you can share it.
I'm going to call this COVID Heroes, which is our normal cool
And
name.
again, that's not us.
Again, it's not us. It's the actual heroes. This is just the app.
We are, though, Hansel, Lynn,
Yep,
Wayne Tang
absolutely.
from Coder School AppStream number 2.
Number 2.
Episode 2, not number 2.
Oh. Classic bathroom humor. Gotta love that. Episode 2. All right. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually go ahead and share it. If your parents are around and you have a Twitter account, we're gonna we've decided to share it on Twitter. You can share it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever your best social media is. Kids, you guys probably don't have a social media account yet, or I hope you don't. You're not supposed to until you're 13.
Not a good idea.
So when you hit share, what all that does is so it says your project is now shared up top. What that does is it lets the world see it. Now, what we found is that when you hit share, they won't be able to see it right away. You probably have to wait a couple hours, maybe a day, for it to show up. So which will be interesting. Yeah, okay. So
sometimes a couple of days, but if you can't see it, just contact MIT. It's their fault.
Yeah.
It is not our fault. Not our fault.
Yeah, it's somebody else's fault. Actually, you know what? But you can see it with the link. You just can't see it in a share. So let me take that back. So you can see it right away.
That's true. That's true. You just can't search for it. It's their searching index.
You can't search for it.
Very weird.
So COVID here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some instructions in here. We're going to say press space bar to shoot. Use your mouse to aim. And thanks. We're just going to say thanks for no reason whatsoever. Okay. So that's that. So we are now good to go. So now this link, this URL that's up here, it's actually anybody who wants to can go to this URL and see this actual game. I'm going to copy this link, which is right here, this one. You can ignore this one. This one is probably a better one, the one that says link. I'm going to copy this link. Now, first I'm going to test it. Before I actually tweet it out, I'm going to test it to make sure. I'm going to go open another tab. I would open an incognito tab, but I think that would be, I don't know if you guys can actually see that screen. Let's just try it here. So I'm going to
just
paste,
try it.
I'm going to paste in this project. Let's see if it opens up. Yes.
Boom.
So if they want to play, they could just hit this thing and boom, they're playing. Pow. So, okay, so now that we have that link, that is awesome. I'm going to copy it again. And now I'm going to open another tab. Parents, you can go ahead and give this a shot now if you'd like, or do it later. I'm going to go to Twitter right now. under the guise of the Coder School, I am going to say, let's see, I'm going to post something here.
Yeah.
Thank you to our local heroes. Should I say Wayne and Hansel here or no?
Yeah. That's the running theme. That is episode 2's running theme.
All right, so I live in Palo Alto, so I am going to tag Stanford Healthcare because those guys are our awesome hospital here. Wait, did I do that right?
Yeah. And anybody, so all of you guys definitely tweet out and thank all of, everybody's local healthcare professionals.
That's right. So I'm going to choose to do it to Stanford Health and Palo Alto Police, which are right nearby. And I'm going to say thank you to our local heroes for, let's see, for keeping us safe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tell them what this is. Here's a, I'm going to hashtag it. Let's see how awesome and popular we are. Let's see if everybody does this hashtag. If you do put an app up and use this hashtag, that would be kind of cool. We're going to call it COVID Heroes app. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, do the voice. Do the voice.
COVID
Heroes app.
We need an echo machine.
I think so.
To
I'll put in a feature request to Zoom.
To teach kids to code. How's that? Let's see.
Built in your honor to teach kids to code. And thanks again. In all caps.
Yeah, thanks in caps. You got to do the caps. Now, don't forget to paste in the actual URL. That would be funny to not have it. There we go. What are we missing? Thank you to our local heroes, Stanford Health, and for keeping us safe. Here's the COVID Heroes app we built in your honor to teach kids to code.
Thank you.
Thank you. You sound like you have a southern accent there for some reason.
Thank you. Well, I did grow up a lot in Alabama, so.
That is probably it. All right, we're going to tweet this out and say thank you. All right.
All right.
Cool. Okay, so that is it for episode 2. We are Hansel and Wayne, and we appreciate you guys spending the hour today with us. Next week, we have something that could be cool about flattening the curve. Maybe we'll make it a little bit more difficult. Maybe we won't, but watch out for our notes. In the meantime, stay safe, everybody, and happy coding.
Stay safe and happy coding.